let's start the class. Then before we start the class, we will recite Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, the title is Abhidhamma in Daily Life. Actually, wherever you learn Abhidhamma or Suttas or anything, I think it is the most important thing is to apply, right? To apply in our daily life. So even though you know many things, so if you cannot practice, I think useless. So there are some people who know Abhidhamma very well. They are proud of themselves. Actually, no good. Actually, many people said that after learning Abhidhamma, so they look at everyone. They see weak points. What I want to say is, after learning Abhidhamma, they know about their mind and the mind of other people. So in this way, they want to pinpoint the weakness of other people. And they became very proud of themselves, and they became very conceited. So therefore, even you know many things, if you're proud of yourself and if you cannot apply those teachings in your daily life, useless, right? So therefore, now we are going to learn Abhidhamma. So the title is Abhidhamma in Daily Life. So wherever we have learned, we are trying to apply, right? We are trying to practice in our daily life. So Abhidhamma is not to by knowing Abhidhamma, not to be proud of ourselves, right? To practice. Therefore, we use the title Abhidhamma in daily life. So the most important thing is to apply and to practice those teachings. And today we will learn just introduction, right? Introduction. What is Abhidhamma? Right? What are the contents? So first of all, we need to know Tipiṭaka or Pali Canon. So as you know, the Buddha used all his teaching as a Dhamma, Vinaya, Dhamma and discipline. So Dhamma and discipline. Actually, the Dhamma has many definitions. The Dhamma actually means all his teaching, right? The Vinaya means the discipline for the monks and nuns, right? Especially for monks and nuns. So the Buddha used his teaching, Dhamma and Vinaya. And also here, Vinaya can be not only the discipline for monks and nuns, but also for lay devotee as well. Any disciplines can be called Vinaya, right? Can be called Vinaya. The Brahmacharya. Sometimes the Buddha used Brahmacharya, sublime practice. So Dhammacharya. So if somebody practiced his teaching, they became sublime. They became noble, right? So it's called Brahmacharya. Sometimes the Buddha used Saddhamma, a good teaching. Saddhamma, good teaching, like this, right? Also, sometimes the Buddha used Sasana. I think some of you may know the Sasana, right? Sasana is the teaching. Sasana is a, how to say, simply can translate as a teaching, right? His disciple used many terms to denote his teaching. So, Buddha Vachana, the word of the Buddha, Tipiṭaka, 3 baskets. So, Tipiṭaka is very popular. It means 3 baskets. So, we have a 3 basket. So, all the disciplinary teachings are put into another one basket, right? Then all the suttas will be kept into the another basket. Then all the teachings related of the Abhidhamma will be put to another basket. So therefore, we have 3 baskets. Pancha Nikaya, 5 Nikayas. So this is very popular among the academic field, right? So actually we have 5 Nikayas. So 5 Nikayas are very important. So the most important teachings can be found in the 5 Nikaya, right? So now we will use Pali Canon. Pali Canon teachings recorded with the Pali language, right? So all these are the name of Tipiṭaka, the name of all the teachings of the Buddha, right? So here, please take note this one, Dhamma-Vinaya, Dhamma-Vinaya, Dhamma and discipline, right? So please take note this one. It is commonly divided into 3 categories. It is very common, as I said, Tipiṭaka, right? Tipiṭaka, 3 baskets. So number 1, Vinaya Piṭaka, the collection of disciplinary rules. So all the disciplinary rules for the monks and nuns are recorded in the Vinaya Piṭaka, right? Vinaya Piṭaka. But so we have disciplinaries and moralities and sila from Sutta Piṭaka. All these can be also called Vinaya, but they are not added in Vinaya Piṭaka, right? Vinaya Piṭaka. Number 2, Sutta Piṭaka, the most important collections, the collection of discourses or teachings of the Buddha. So as I said, all the important teachings can be found in Sutta Piṭaka. And number 3, Abhidhamma Piṭaka. So we can translate as the collection of philosophical, psychological and ethical teachings. Actually, it is not literal translation. Actually, this is translated by Bhikkhu Bodhi. So therefore, we use this one currently. But today I will explain what is Abhidhamma, right? Then you will change the title. Now we have 3 baskets. Vinaya for monks and nuns, and Sutta, all the teachings of the Buddha. Abhidhamma, also the teaching of the Buddha. Teaching of the Buddha. So actually I always ask, what do you think? Which basket is the most important? Which one is the most important? What do you think? Sutta. What do you think? Which one is more important?
All are important.
No. So if you have to choose only one, which one will you choose? Sutta, right? Sutta. You are correct. But the commentary of the Vinaya Piṭaka said that Vinayonama Sasanasa Ayu. The Vinaya Piṭaka is the life blood of the Sasana. So without Vinaya Piṭaka, Buddha Sasana cannot survive. What do you think?
Sure, 100%.
Sure. Not 100% correct. Because so we have a Sila, Samadhi, Panya, right? So all these three are a combination of the main teaching, right? Buddha teachings. But if you take out Sila, right? Take out Sila. If you have only just Sila, you cannot be called as a Buddhism, right? Buddha's teaching. So we still have a Samadhi and Panya, right? Actually, the more distinctive is Panya. So therefore, if we say the Vinaya is the lifeblood of the Buddhism, it's not correct. It's not 100% correct. So it is just what the commentator said, right? How about Abhidhamma? Some people said that Abhidhamma is higher than the other two. What do you think? What do you believe? Do you accept that? Actually, Theravada monks, many of the Theravada monks will say that Abhidhamma is higher than the other two. Do you agree? No, you don't agree. This is also not correct. Because we simply we can think that. So the most important teachings, such as the first sermon, right, and Satipatthana Sutta, and Mahaparinibbana Sutta. So all these are from Sutta Piṭaka. So the most important thing is Sutta Piṭaka, right? Sutta Piṭaka. Okay, so these are called Pali Canon. So I'm not explaining all the details. If you want to know more about these Tipiṭaka, you can read two books. The one, Guide to Tipiṭaka by Upole. Another one is Analysis of Pali Canon by Russell Webb. Very small book. Very small book. So I think you can get it. This one is, you can get it here, Guide to Tipiṭaka. And for those who want to read this one, you can borrow from library. So we have a library here, open tomorrow, not today. So you can borrow from the library, right? But you can get it this one free, Guide to Tipiṭaka. So if you read this book, so you will know, so what are the contents of Tipiṭaka, right? A very small one. So you can get it this one from here. So now we are, I want to explain 7 Abhidhamma texts, right? So we are now learning Abhidhamma, so therefore we need to know 7 Abhidhamma texts. What are the contexts of the Abhidhamma? Number 1, Dhamma-Singani. So Dhamma-Singani is translated by C.A.F. Reed Davis. So the Pali scholar from England. So she translated Buddhist psychological ethics. Actually, this is what she thinks about the first Abhidhamma text. So actually, it's not literal translation. Psychological, Buddhist psychological ethic. So actually, what she thinks is all the contents from the first book are psychology, Buddhist psychology. Not purely, not only psychology, it can be also called ethic, right? So therefore, Buddhist psychological ethic. It's not literal translation. Actually, Dhamma-Singani, this one is a literal translation of the text. Enumeration of ultimate realities. So translated by Burmese writer Ujokai. So actually, this is a literal translation. Enumeration of ultimate realities. So in that book, so we will learn 4 ultimate realities. So we can also say that this is the contents or table of contents that will be explained in the rest of the text. So this is a contents of the Abhidhamma, right? So actually, we will learn most of the contents from this book, right? From this book. And number 2, Vibhanga, the book called Analysis, translated by Usittila. The book called Analysis, actually, in this book, so we can find that so many important, the most important titles, the most important teachings will be analyzed, such as the Four Noble Truths. So in this book, it will be analyzed in detail, and also 4 foundations of mindfulness. So it will be explained in detail. With the especially, it is a interpretation of what is contemplation of the body, and what is contemplation of the feeling. What is feeling? So what is body? Like this. So it will be explained. It will be analyzed in detail. Actually, the 4 Noble Truths, 4 foundations of mindfulness, all these are from Sutta Piṭaka. So therefore, Abhidhamma, this text, further analyze or further define the teachings of Sutta Piṭaka, right? So therefore, it is called, the book called Analysis, Vibhanga. And number 3, Dhatu Katha, discourse on elements. Actually, the Dhatu elements are explained in Sutta Piṭaka as well. But Sutta Piṭaka, not in detail, but in this book, so the elements are explained in different point of view, from the different point of view, from different point of view. Therefore, it is called Dhatu Katha. Dhatu means element, Katha means discourse. So it's also translated by Unadara. Number 4, Pokala Panyati, designation of human types or description of individuals. So in this book, this is a only one book that explains about Panyati. Panyati means concept. Actually, the first book, you know, the translation of the first book, the enumeration of ultimate realities, right? Enumeration of ultimate realities. So what we know about Abhidhamma is Abhidhamma analyze 4 type of realities, right? 4 type of ultimate realities. But this book explains Panyati, which is different from 4 ultimate realities, right? 4 ultimate realities. So in that book, suppose I will give you one example. So who is Sotapanna? Who is Arahant? Like this. So in this book, actually the name Sotapanna, Arahant are not ultimate realities. Just name, right? Just concept. So that book explains who is Sotapanna like this. So it is more accurate. So Abhidhamma is accurate. So I think many people, many scholars denounce we shouldn't learn Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is useless. I think it is, for me, I do not agree on that. Because even you can see this book, right? So you can find so very important information. Actually, many people want to know who is Arahant, right? Then you can, of course, you can find out who are Arahant in the Sutta Piṭaka. Of course, you can find out. But you have to read a lot of books, right? You have to read a lot of suttas. But in that book, you don't need to read. So in one place, you can read it, right? Therefore, I give a simile, I give example. So Sutta Piṭaka is just like a, Abhidhamma Piṭaka is just like a one-stop shopping center, right? So if you go a very big shopping center, you can get anything, right? You can get anything. But Sutta Piṭaka is just like individual shop. So you have to go many places, right, to get different items. So therefore, I think that we also should learn Abhidhamma as well. Number 5, Kathavatu, the points of controversy. So translated by Shuizan Aung and CAF, Reed David. So Reed David is, the lady from England, and Shuizan Aung is from Myanmar. So they are translated together because this book is very difficult to understand. So the points of controversy. Actually, in Buddhism, we have a different, lot of controversy and a lot of issues. So in that book, I want to say, clarify and give answer, those questions, those issues. So one example, Theravada Buddhism believe that, so we have to transfer merit, right? And there are some monks, even in Buddhism. So there are some monks who believe that we can give the food to the Piṭakas, to the hungry ghost directly. But Theravada Buddhism doesn't believe that, doesn't agree that. So we have to do good deed, then we can transfer that good deed to the hungry ghost, right? So these are very popular issues, even in ancient time, the 3rd century BC. So all these, the points of controversies are explained in that book. So many things, right? So Arahant still have doubt, Viciketa, like this. All these, the points of controversy are explained in that book, right? Actually, it look like, it look like Sutta Piṭaka. But I don't know, this book, I know some people said that, some scholars said that. So this book is just like a Sutta Piṭaka, the text from Sutta Piṭaka. So we add some other texts, just like a Patisambhidamagga. The Patisambhidamagga is from Sutta Piṭaka. But it looks like the text from Abhidhamma. But this one is just like the text from Sutta Piṭaka. So there are many issues, even in commentaries. So it is clearly mentioned that many monks in ancient time doesn't want to include this book into Abhidhamma Piṭaka. So instead of this book, so they want to add another book. So it is, they presented 2 books. One is a Dhamma-Harya. Dhamma is Dhamma, Harya is the heart of the Dhamma. So like this. So they want to add those books into Abhidhamma. As you know, the Abhidhamma should be 7 texts. Not more than 7, not less than 7. So therefore, instead of this book, so they want to add another other book. Very important information, right? The number 6, Yamaka, the book on pairs. So translated by Unadara and Ukumara Vivansa. Ukumara Vivansa is the chairman of State Sangha Committee right now. So he is a very scholar monk. So they translated together, not together. So Unadara is he already passes away, couldn't finish. So therefore, Ukumara Vivansa, he finished this one. So actually, the book on pairs. So in this book, so one question, first question and answer. So therefore, it became pair. So there will be a question, and after that there will be an answer, right? So we have a 10th chapter. It's also very important text in Buddhism. So it explains about the Anusaya, and also it explains about Indriya faculties. So all these are explained in that book. And also we can learn about 31 planes of existence in that book, right? So in which realms who can get rebirth? Suppose in Sutta Vs, right? Sutta Vs, only Anagami and Arahant, right, can get rebirth there. Puthujjana cannot go there, right? Like this. So all these are explained in this book, Yamaka. Then the last one, Patthana, conditional relations. It is explained about causality. So actually, we have 5 volumes, a very thick one. So it is regarded as the most difficult text in Abhidhamma, right? In Abhidhamma. So altogether, we have 12 books, 12 books, and we have 4,941 pages. So these are Abhidhamma, right? So please pay attention, number 5, the points of controversy. We'll come back later, right? So all these are the text, 7 texts. Any question? Okay.
Theodore, why do modern scholars and monks do not agree that Abhidhamma was taught by the Buddha?
Okay, good question. I will come to that.
Okay.
So he asked why modern scholar doesn't agree Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha, right? Now I come to that later. Today. A very important question. No? Authorship for Abhidhamma text. Who wrote Abhidhamma text? Is it the word of the Buddha? Now it has been, very popular topics among the scholars and among the students as well. Even ancient time, there are many monks who do not believe that Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha. There are many monks. So it clearly mentioned in the commentary itself, right? Itself. Therefore, the commentator have to have to solve that problem. So actually, they will receive that Abhidhamma is teachings of the Buddha, right? We'll see today. As you know, most of the contemporary scholars generally accept that Abhidhamma texts are later works. That means not teachings of the Buddha. Contemporary scholar actually they believe that Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha. It is the gradual development, the literature, so that will develop in time, right? In time. So therefore, we can say that according to contemporary scholars, according to academic scholars, I would say, not all the academic scholars, most of them. So they believe that Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha. The commentary of the first Abhidhamma text itself, the commentary of Dhamma-English, right? The contents of the Abhidhamma text. So according to that commentary is mentioned that some monks didn't accept Abhidhamma as the teachings of the Buddha. Even in commentary is mentioned, right? So that means not only in this, right now, in ancient time as well, there are many monks and many scholar monks who do not believe. So the problem is, Theravada tradition officially accept that Abhidhamma is teachings of the Buddha. Officially. Theravada. So you can go to Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand. They will say that Abhidhamma is teachings of the Buddha, officially. But of course, in the academic field, scholar doesn't agree on that, right? The problem is, in Theravada, we believe like this. But in Savadivada, in other schools, so they also have 7 Abhidhamma texts, but different from Theravada. They said that, so they are composed by the disciple of the Buddha, not by the Buddha, right? Not by the Buddha. So even now, in ancient time elsewhere, there is a dispute about this authorship of Abhidhamma text. Theravada tradition officially accept that Abhidhamma is teachings of the Buddha. So to advocate that assertion, that view, Venerable Buddhaghosa stated 3 versions of the Abhidhamma. 3 versions, we have 3 versions, right? Actually, Venerable Buddhaghosa is very clever. And he went to accommodate all the issues. Some people may say that Abhidhamma is teachings of the Buddha, and some people doesn't agree. It's not teachings of the Buddha. To accommodate those issues, their views and their opinions, and he put forward 3 versions of Abhidhamma. Number 1, as you know, the Buddha delivered Abhidhamma to assembly of devas in Tower Densa, as you know, right? 7 years after he became the Buddha, and he went to Tower Densa and spent there 3 months and delivered the sermon. Actually, there is no record in Pali Canon that the Buddha preached Abhidhamma to the audience in human realm, right? So he preached Abhidhamma in Tower Densa. So actually, the special audience is former his mother, right? Former his mother in Tower Densa. So it takes 3 months. Actually, he is preaching to the assembly of devas during 3 months, non-stop. So therefore, the contents of Abhidhamma in heaven very extensive. So we can call it the most comprehensive Abhidhamma, Ativaitara, the most comprehensive Abhidhamma. Actually, it is said that the commentator said that the Buddha is very when the Buddha speaks, very quick, right? So therefore, 3 months non-stop, and he preached very quickly. So therefore, became very big, right? So the most comprehensive Abhidhamma. This is one version, right? So that means Abhidhamma delivered in the Tower inside heaven is taught by the Buddha, right? Traditionalists, they're very happy. So they will point out that Abhidhamma is taught by the Buddha, right? In Tower Densa, right? So they are happy. Then at the lunchtime, before the lunchtime, the Buddha will come down to the human realm. As you know, the Buddha need to eat, right? The Buddha need to eat. So he will go to Amsterdam, and he will have lunch in Himalaya region. We call it Nordata Lake. And he will spend there, and by that time, Venerable Sariputta will go there, and he was, the Buddha teach Abhidhamma to him, right? So actually, there is only one time the Buddha preached Abhidhamma in the human realm. 2 only one listeners, Venerable Sariputta, right? Venerable Sariputta. So it is just table of contents that the Buddha have delivered in Dhamma-English, right? It's not, how to say, the Buddha didn't preach fully, lengthily. So the Buddha preached just table of contents to Venerable Sariputta. So as you know, Venerable Sariputta is very intelligent. So the Buddha always praised him. He is very intelligent. He can preach. He can set the way. How can I say? Sariputta is able to set the wheel rolling, right? The wheel rolling. That means he is able to teach Four Noble Truths. The Buddha always praised him. Very intelligent. So therefore, he is the main character. So the Buddha preached to Venerable Sariputta just table of contents. Then Venerable Sariputta expounded that concise Abhidhamma to his disciples, 500 disciples. Actually, they are at the time of Kassapa Buddha. At the time of Kassapa Buddha. So they are, I forgot in English, they are one type of animals, but living in the cave. So two Abhidhamma monks, they are reciting, chanting Abhidhamma all the time. So they listen without knowing the meaning of chanting, right? So because of that, when they die, they go to heaven. Then they stay in the heaven for many periods of time, one interval between Kassapa Buddha and Gautama Buddha, and they get rebirth at the time of Gautama Buddha. Then they became monks under Venerable Sariputta. So actually, Venerable Sariputta teach concise Abhidhamma to his pupils, elaborating, giving further explanation. So that is one version, right? One version. And it is called median Abhidhamma, Nadi Vaitara, Nadi Sinkeba. So what we have now, the Abhidhamma, what we are learning now is the Abhidhamma taught by Venerable Sariputta. Not by the Buddha, right? Not by the Buddha. Venerable Sariputta. So therefore, it's very Venerable Buddha is very clever. We can say that Abhidhamma Piṭaka is not teachings of the Buddha. We can accept it, right? Here, actually, it's taught by Venerable Sariputta, not by the Buddha, right? Not by the Buddha. So they are very clever. What do you think? The stories that the Buddha teach Abhidhamma in Dhamma-English heaven, not in the human realm. What do you think? Is it logical, rational? What do you think? Actually, the story is I think, nonsense, I think. Because, as you know, the Buddha spent 45 years to spread his teaching, right? To spread his teachings. And he teach many discourses from Sutta Piṭaka. Not Abhidhamma. Why? Right? It must be a reason. The story itself is nonsense. So what I want to say is, actually what the modern scholars said is correct. Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha. Actually, it's hard to say. For me, I will explain my idea, my view, my point of view later. For the time being, the Abhidhamma text, I will say Abhidhamma text is not taught by the Buddha, not Abhidhamma, right? Abhidhamma text, I will say 7 Abhidhamma texts are not by the Buddha, not taught by the Buddha. So one of the important texts is the controversy of, how to say, the points of controversy, Kathavatu, right? So it is composed at the time of King Asoka, 3rd century BC. Actually, purely we can say that this is not teachings of the Buddha, right? Teachings of the Buddha. And second one, the book called Analysis, Vibhanga, second book. Actually, it further explains the suttas or discourses taught in the Sutta Piṭaka. So if you carefully read that book, it is quite clear that that text is not recorded teachings of the Buddha, because it is just commentary. Actually, it should be between Pali text and commentary, right? Commentary. So, therefore, up to now, we can say that Abhidhamma texts now are not recording of the Buddha, right? Recording of the Buddha. But the contents in Abhidhamma texts are teachings of the Buddha. There may be some deviations, some mistakes in Abhidhamma. But most of the contents in Abhidhamma are teachings of the Buddha, right? Teachings of the Buddha. So we have to differentiate. Now we are going to learn the contents from Abhidhamma. So we can say that we are learning teachings of the Buddha, right? Teachings of the Buddha. We shouldn't condemn the people who are learning Abhidhamma. So they are also learning the contents of what the Buddha taught, or what the Buddha said, right? So I think Venerable Buddha Kosa is very clever. And he said that the Buddha preached Abhidhamma in Dhamma-English, right? Venerable Sariputra just re-explain, right? Re-explain Abhidhamma to his disciples. So actually, according to him, actually the commentator, of course, the commentator said that this is the real teachings of the Buddha. Even Kathavatu, they said that it is teachings of the Buddha, right? Question?
I think you explained very well.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, let's go. So if you want to know the stories or the history of Abhidhamma text, so you can read this book. Number one, A Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma, written by Bhikkhu Bodhi. So later we will use a short form, CMA. A Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma by Bhikkhu Bodhi, page 9. Number two, Handbook called Abhidhamma Studies, written by Usilananda. So we'll use HAS. Mainly we will use these two books for our study. Number one is our textbook. So for those who come to class, maybe after 2 or 3 weeks, we will give you free. Not right now. Not right now, because we cannot give for those who come and who come for window shopping. Actually, many people came here for window shopping. Only for those who are attending regularly, we'll give that book, right? For those who are learning seriously, we'll book second book. We'll give you second book. Serious learner, not number one, right? Not number one. For those who want to know the original story of Abhidhamma text, right? What the Buddha said in Dhamma-English and to Sariputra, and Sariputra to his disciples. You can read this one. The Expositor, Athasalini by Fifth Mountain. Is it Fifth Mountain? Is Burmese guy. So actually, this is the commentary or the facts Abhidhamma text. If you want to know more about Abhidhamma, you can read this one. Very good one. Expositor. But you can cannot borrow one. This is a reference book. So you can go and read in the library. Right? For those who want to know the original story, you can read this one. Expositor. From page 18. And 2030, Bhikkhu Bodhi opened Abhidhamma retreat. A very, very good one. For those who want to know about Abhidhamma, so you can also listen this one. A very good one. And he explained about his opinions, his point of view about the story. So you can listen, right? Abhidhamma retreat 2013. Okay. Now I want to talk about the scholar, how the scholar said about Abhidhamma, right? I think we should know it. So I selected some of the views about all the scholars. This is the view of Bhikkhu Bodhi. So you can listen Abhidhamma retreat. And he said that Abhidhamma can be divided into two, Abhid and Dhamma. Abhid means referring to, Dhamma means Dhamma. Referring to Dhamma, relating to Dhamma. So the teachings in the Abhidhamma text are relating to the Dhamma. The Dhamma means the Dhamma from Sutta Piṭaka. Four Noble Truths and 12 Ayatana, 12 base and 80 elements. So these are called Dhamma. So all the contents in Abhidhamma text are relating to the Dhamma, relating to the discourses from Sutta Piṭaka. And also he said that about Dhamma. Abhid means about. Dhamma means Dhamma, about Dhamma. So I will give this one later, further explanation. And he said that Abhidhamma means referring to the Dhamma. It simply means about the Dhamma. The Dhamma is taught by the Buddha himself. The Abhidhamma talk about Dhamma. We should learn, right? We should learn. And also, when the monks are conversing about the Dhamma, it is called Abhidhamma talk. Abhidhamma Katha. So we will read, we will learn two suttas. Right? We will find out two suttas to get that meaning. Abhidhamma talk. Right? Abhidhamma talk. So that is different from, how to say, traditional interpretation of Abhidhamma. Right? So now I explain what the tradition said about Abhidhamma, right? I will explain later what. So actually here, according to Bhikkhu Bodhi, he said that Abhid means about, Dhamma means Dhamma, or Abhid means referring to or relating to the Dhamma, right? Abhidhamma, the word Abhidhamma in suttas. In Hatti Sariputta Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 6, sutta number 60. So in so this is the beginning of the sutta. Thus her fine heart. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Varanasi in the deer park at Isipadana. Not important yet. But here, now on that occasion, after their meal, on returning from their alms round, a number of Bhikkhus assembled and were sitting together in the pavilion hall, engaged in a discussion pertaining to the Dhamma. Engaged in the discussion pertaining to the Dhamma. Pali is Abhidhamma Katan. Abhidhamma Katan. Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma means Abhidhamma. Kata means conversation or discussion or talk. So here, the commentary will mention that here Abhidhamma means 7 Abhidhamma texts. But if you look at the contents, it's quite clear that it's not Abhidhamma texts. So they are discussing about Dhamma. discussion. They are discussing something related to the Dhamma. They are discussing about the Dhamma. So therefore, Abhidhamma, right? Abhidhamma. If you just look at what the Sutta want to say, it's quite clear, right? Quite clear. Then, while they were engaged in their discussion, the Venerable Chaita Hatti Sariputta repeatedly interrupted their talk. Right? He is not interrupting. He is not interrupting Abhidhamma. He is interrupting their talk. So that means Abhidhamma means something or discussion related to the Dhamma, pertaining to the Dhamma. It is we can find it many uses in Sutta Piṭaka, in some suttas. So if you look at this one, so what Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi said is correct. It is about the Dhamma. They are discussing about the Dhamma, right? Discussing about the Dhamma. So in the English translation of Anguttara Nikaya, Bhikkhu Bodhi translated the word Abhidhamma as a discussion pertaining to the Dhamma. Okay? Abhidhamma Katha, not Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma Katha. Bhikkhu Bodhi knows, he said that Abhidhamma Kathan, a discussion pertaining to the Dhamma, relating to the Dhamma. His note. Then in the Pali, the original Pali, Abhidhamma Kathan Katendi. Abhidhamma Kathan Katendi. So to interpret this line, Manoratha Purani, the commentary of Anguttara Nikaya, explain this as a talk involved with the Abhidhamma. So that is what the commentator views, right? Their idea, their opinion. Actually, when we look at the Sutta, when we read the Sutta, it is quite clear. It's not talking about Abhidhamma text. They are talking something related to Dhamma, right? Dhamma. But the commentator will explain that a talk involved with the Abhidhamma. But I take, Bhikkhu Bodhi, I take Abhidhamma Kathan here as a mere reverential term. I mean, this may be a little bit boring, but I think need to know. We should know. So you may, as a lay devotee, you may have, doubt that whether the contemporary scholar said is correct or what somebody said is correct, right? You need to know the history of Abhidhamma text. So in this way, so you will know what to happen, to learn or not to learn, right? Not to learn. We should know history of Abhidhamma. It is just a reverential term, right? Another sutta, Maha Gosinga Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 32. So you can read about this one, parat number 8, parat number 15, right? So Venerable Moggallana says to Venerable Sariputta, so at that time, many well-known monks like Venerable Sariputta, Venerable Moggallana, Mahakassapa, Venerable Ananda, Revata, so they are living in the Gosinga Sala tree forest. So actually the flowers are blooming, very beautiful, right? Very beautiful. And Venerable Moggallana, Sariputta said that to Venerable Moggallana, so now the forest is very beautiful. So what kind of monks is illuminating or making this forest beautiful, more beautiful? So therefore, Venerable Moggallana said that here, friend Sariputta, two bhikkhus engage in a talk on relating to the Dhamma, Abhidhamma Gatan, right? A talk on relating to the Dhamma. So they question each other, and each being questioned by the other. The other answers without founding, and their talk roll on in according with the Dhamma. In according with the Dhamma. So when you look at these lines, they question each other. They're discussing, right? They're discussing. They question each other, and each being questioned by the other answers without founding, and their talk roll on in according with the Dhamma. In according with the Dhamma. If you look at this one, it's quite clear that Abhidhamma means something related to the Dhamma, right? To the Dhamma. That kind of man could eliminate this Gosinga Salatri root. Because Venerable Moggallana is very clever in discussing, and also Venerable Sariputta as other monks, just like Venerable Ananda, right? As you know, the Venerable Ananda, he is very, intelligent. What the Buddha taught, he can remember, right? And he preached to the audience, and he also replied that for those who are learning, who can teach, they can make this forest beautiful. According to his aspiration, they are answering, right? They are answering like this. And so in this sutta, Bhikkhu Ñāṇamoli and Bhikkhu Bodhi, they translated Majjhima Nikāya together. So they translate the word Abhidhamma Gatan as a talk on the higher Dhamma. A talk on the higher Dhamma. So actually this translation is in according with commentary. But it's not correct. It's not correct. Actually, Abhidhamma is not higher teaching. It's not higher teaching. It is the teachings, something relevant to the Dhamma from Sutta Piṭaka. Right? Abhidhamma Gatan. But it is a talk on the higher Dhamma. Actually, I didn't copy this one because it's not correct, right? So actually, Bhikkhu Bodhi is more, knowledgeable in the Pali Canon, right? So therefore, what the Bhikkhu Bodhi said is really reliable. So if we look at these two suttas, so we can conclude that Abhidhamma is not higher teaching. It is something relevant to the suttas, right? Relevant to the sutta. Abhidhamma in Sutta and Vinaya Piṭaka. The Vinaya Piṭaka, Mahavagga Pali and Parivara Pali use the word Abhidhamma and Abhivinaya together. Abhidhamma, Abhivinaya together. As you know, the Vinaya means Vinaya text, right? We have 5 Vinaya texts. But if we say Vinaya, it's more than enough. But Abhivinaya means definition of the original Vinaya text or further explanation. Quite clear, right? Quite clear. So if we look at this one, it is quite clear that Abhidhamma means further explanation of the discourses taught by the Buddha, right? Taught by the Buddha. So here, when Mahavagga Pali and Parivara Pali explain the quality of teachers who want to raise samaneras and who want to perform higher ordination for them, they need to have 5 qualities or 6 qualities like this. So in that place, it explains that Abhidhamma, Abhivinaya. Abhidhamma means not only learning the original Vinaya Piṭaka, but also need to know further explanation. Not only learning Sutta, need to know further explanation of the Sutta, right? Therefore, Abhidhamma, and Abhivinaya. And we can also find, these such usage in some sutta, such as Singiti Sutta from Digha Nikaya and Kulesani Sutta from Majjhima Nikaya. So all these are reference. So if you want to know more about yourself, you can go and read, right? In that way you can decide whether what I teach today is logical or not, right? Logical or not. So the reason why I explain this one is very important. Many of you will have a doubt that Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha. It is not 100% correct. Of course, Abhidhamma texts are not teachings of the Buddha, but the contents in Abhidhamma are teachings of the Buddha, at least relevant to teachings of the Buddha, right? Teachings of the Buddha. The scholar views. The Japanese Pali scholar Phumi Maro Watanabe and conclude that the Buddha's own disciples form the conception of Abhidhamma as an elementary philosophical study that attempted to define the Dhammas, to analyze the Dhamma, to classify the Dhamma. The Dhamma means discourses from Sutta Piṭaka. So Abhidhamma analyze, define, and Abhidhamma further explain the Dhammas from Sutta Piṭaka and to explore their mutual relations. Actually, this is not from original book, but I copy from Majjhima Nikaya note. Actually, it's correct, right? So if you read the suttas, you will find it. Actually, Abhidhamma texts, I would say Abhidhamma texts are not teachings of the Buddha, but relevant to the suttas, right? As you know, you may wonder why Japanese are writing Pali. Actually, Japanese scholars and German scholars, so they are the most knowledgeable people regarding with the Pali language. Not the monks from Myanmar, not the monks from Sri Lanka. The most knowledgeable and the most, clever in Pali language are scholars from German and Japan. As you know, one of my teachers, when I was learning in Sri Lanka, he is a Japanese scholar who can read Pali, who can write Pali, who is teaching Pali to the monks. So they are very, actually I don't know why they are, they want to learn the early Buddhism. So we have 2 volumes about the life of the Buddha, written by a Japanese scholar. Actually, he just quote he quote a lot of books, but mainly he take it from Pali Canon. If something is different from Pali Canon, he will discard it. So what I want to say is, the Japanese scholars are very expert in Pali, especially Pali language, right? Another scholar's view on Abhidhamma, Abhidhamma is merely a supplement to the Dhamma. C.F. Reed David, Pali scholar from England, she is the husband of founding father of Palita Society. And she is also very clever, very expert in Pali, and also she is knowledgeable on the Abhidhamma text. And she's the one who translated the first Abhidhamma text and the 5th Abhidhamma text, right? So she said that Abhidhamma is merely a supplement to the Dhamma. The Dhamma means the Dhamma from Sutta Piṭaka. So the reason why I explain is very important one. So we need to know it, right? We need to know it. But if I explain like this in Myanmar, I will be punished. I cannot explain. Very, very weird. The Myanmar is very strong. So if somebody say Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha, go to jail. Even you can be fined, like this. Very, very strict. Very strict. Lucky that I can explain. So, just supplement, or in other words, we can say the commentary on the Dhamma. If you read second Abhidhamma text, you will understand it. Commentary on the Dhamma. The commentary of Sutta Piṭaka, right? The commentary of Sutta Piṭaka. But not only, not only interpreting the teachings of the Buddha, it also analyze and also systematize. Because we have a four ultimate realities. Four ultimate realities. Abhidhamma systematize four ultimate realities. Everything should go there, right? Should go there. Now, what is Abhidhamma? Now, what is Abhidhamma? Let's come back here. Any question up to now? Okay. All the teachings of the Buddha are used as a Dhamma Vinaya. So as you know, when the teachings of the Buddha are recorded in the Buddhist Council, the first and second Buddhist Council, and third Buddhist Council, second Buddhist Council. Actually, in third Buddhist Council is not recorded in the Pali, just recorded in the commentary. But the first and second Buddhist Council are recorded in the Pali text. So they use Dhamma Vinaya. Dhamma means the Dhamma from Sutta Piṭaka. Vinaya means Vinaya Piṭaka. So therefore, scholar will say that there's only Vinaya and Vinaya Piṭaka and Sutta Piṭaka, right? So these are teachings of the Buddha. Vinaya means Vinaya text, Dhamma means Sutta Piṭaka and Abhidhamma Piṭaka, according to tradition. According to tradition. So we believe that Dhamma not only Sutta Piṭaka but also Abhidhamma Piṭaka, right? So the commentary of the first Abhidhamma text, they explain that Abhidhamma can be divided into two, Abhid and Dhamma. Abhid means exceptional. We say that exceptional, excellent. We can say that excellent teaching, exceptional teaching, right? Another meaning is superior or special, special teaching, special teachings. Very beautiful, right? So the way they interpret is very beautiful. Exceptional teaching and special teaching, right? It is what the commentary said, right? What the commentary said. So Abhidhamma is interpreted as exceptional and special teaching because it is more significant, no higher, more significant than Sutta Piṭaka. As far as the method of treatment is concerned, because the commentary mentioned that exceptional, special. What is it? The meaning of it, right? Actually, they want to say that the Abhidhamma is higher than, superior than Sutta Piṭaka. The commentator and also most of the Theravada, they want to say that Abhidhamma is higher and superior than Sutta Piṭaka, right? But it's not correct. But if we interpret according with their interpretation or the interpretation from commentary, so we can say that it is excellent because of the method of treatment, how they treat, how they interpret, right? Because in Abhidhamma, especially analyze paramata, ultimate truth, ultimate reality, such as mind, mental factor, metta and nibbana. So therefore, when I write advertisement for this class, I use that we will learn about the mind, right? The mind. So therefore, many people can. If I just use Abhidhamma, you will not come mind it. But it's correct, right? So we are learning about our mind. It's correct. But as you know, even you know about your mind, not easy, right? Not easy. To know about the mind of other people, much more difficult. But to learn about the nature of mind, much more difficult. Of course, Abhidhamma is difficult because it teaches, it explains about the mind, right? But we must accept that Abhidhamma is difficult, but we're trying, right? We're trying to clarify, we're trying to simplify. Sutta versus Abhidhamma. Actually, the same Dhamma is explained in both Piṭakas. So the difference is, according to commentary, right? I would say that commentary, they will interpret that the Sutta Piṭaka explain 5 aggregates, 12 sense bases, 80 elements, 4 noble truths, 4 foundations of mindfulness, etc. So they will explain partially, not fully. But Abhidhamma explain those teachings fully, from different perspectives, from different point of view. Therefore, Abhidhamma is exceptional. Abhidhamma is so special, right? So special. So we can say that, of course, when we look at Puggala Panyati, designation of individual, right? And then we can, who are Sotapanna, who is Sotapanna, who is Arahant, right? You will get exact answer, very concise answer from Abhidhamma point of view. Like this, special, we accept that special. But it is not higher than Sutta Piṭaka. Higher than Sutta Piṭaka. I think 3 years ago, I had a very heated discussion with my friend. One of my friends, and he said that Abhidhamma is the most important. But I don't believe, and I said that Sutta Piṭaka is the most important. I can give up the other two if I have a Sutta Piṭaka, right? So I think up to now, I mean you understand that, right? You understand that. So actually Abhidhamma is just complement of, on the commentary of Sutta Piṭaka, right? But it is more than commentary, because it's systematized, right? It makes a special analysis of the discourses from Sutta Piṭaka, right? Here, Sutta Piṭaka use conventional terms such as I am teaching, you are learning, man, women, Sariputta, Ananda, and so on. So the names are just conventional terms. We use them just convenience sake, right? They doesn't exist actually. Mangala Vihara, just name. If we transform this one, other things, it will change, right? It's just conventional terms. We use it conventionally, right? Sutta Piṭaka, according to commentary, actually is just what the commentary or Abhidhamma text said that, right? Of course, it is partially correct. even though it is not 100 correct, but it's partially correct. Because Sutta Piṭaka will analyze, we have different type of discourses using different simile, right? Examples, names, then places. Abhidhamma doesn't have places, right? Even the story of Tawadensa, right? The Buddha teach Abhidhamma in Tawadensa. It is from commentary, not from the Abhidhamma text. Abhidhamma doesn't have any particular name, right? Even the Buddha is who is the Buddha? It is interpreted in Abhidhamma. It defines who is the Buddha, who is Piṭaka Buddha, like this. So they just use the names just to explain the ultimate reality. So therefore, Sutta Piṭaka is named as Vahara Desana. Vahara means the name, right? The name. So Sutta Piṭaka use a lot of names. And Sutta Piṭaka recorded the places, the people, right? Using, different names. Abhidhamma doesn't have any record, right? Any record. Abhidhamma Piṭaka use the ultimate truth, such as mind, middle factor, etc. So therefore, it is called Paramatta Desana. Desana is teaching. The teachings of ultimate realities. Of course, the Abhidhamma analyze the mind, middle factor, matter, and nibbana. So it analyzes in detail. So therefore, the commentary use the word Nama Rupa Parichedakata. Very long. You cannot, because for us, if we know Pali, we can understand much better. So this is original. Pali is used for not for you. Sometimes I use these notes in later time. So therefore, need to make with the Pali. Sometimes we need the reference, right? Reference. For those who are learning, who are teaching, so they can make use of this note, right? Teachings that analyze mind and matter. Nama, mind, matter, Rupa is matter, right? Nama, Rupa. You know this one, right? Nama, Rupa. Mind and matter. It explains about mind. It explains about nibbana and matter. So that is different. So Sutta Piṭaka use conventional terms. But Abhidhamma trying to use ultimate realities, right? Ultimate realities. Therefore, I think Abhidhamma is boring, really boring. Not easy to understand. But we have to try, of course. Sutta Piṭaka, a lot of stories, right? People like stories. So therefore, Sutta Piṭaka is more interesting. Abhidhamma is generally translated as psycho-ethical philosophy of Buddhism, used by Usitila. Usitila is a Burmese monk who went to England to propagate Buddhism, right? So he wrote Abhidhamma. He translated second Abhidhamma text, Usitila. Then Bhikkhu Bodhi said 3 dimensions of Abhidhamma. Number 1, philosophy. And some people said that Abhidhamma is Buddhist philosophy, right? And some people may say that Buddhist psychology. And some people said that is psychological ethic. So all these integrated into the framework of a program for liberation. Actually, the main point of the Abhidhamma is for liberation. Liberation from negative emotion. If you learn Abhidhamma properly, then you can liberate your mind from negative emotion, right? So this is the main point of Abhidhamma. But in the difference between the Western psychology and Buddhist psychology is that we can say that, suppose I will give you one example. In Western psychology, they have success is intellect. You want to success, right? You want to get a lot of success, intellect. But in Buddhist psychology, success has one end. And if somebody attains enlightenment, that is the most important success, right? So therefore, it's different. Anyway, according to Bhikkhu Bodhi, he said that 3 dimensions of Abhidhamma are philosophy, psychology, and ethics. But it will lead to liberation, right? So this is a Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is rooted in the Dhamma from Sutta Piṭaka. This is my view. Rooted in Sutta Piṭaka. The Sutta Piṭaka is the original one. So Abhidhamma trying to interpret discourses from Sutta Piṭaka and trying to clarify to get more clear. And one of the, I want to say, philosopher, the one who studied philosophy in Myanmar, he said that we learn philosophy, we explain particular things according to philosophy subject. The simple subject became very complicated. Simple matter became very complicated. Just like that, of course, when you learn Abhidhamma, it might be complicated. But for those who are specialized, the Dhamma, for those who know Dhamma very well, after you learn Abhidhamma, everything much more clearer. But normal people, of course, is very complicated. Philosopher, of course, for them, they need to learn philosophy. But in this way, they understand the issues, the problems, human problems, much better, right? Much better. For normal people, we don't need to learn, right? Philosophy. So therefore, Abhidhamma is for specialists, right? Specialists. It is considered as a special branch of learning for specialists because it treats the subject in greater detail. So if you want to know about the Dhamma in greater detail, I think it's good to know about Abhidhamma, right? Abhidhamma. So therefore, the commentary of the first Abhidhamma text exaggerates. I use this one. Exaggerate that only for those who know Abhidhamma are Dhamma Katika, Dhamma preacher. Of course, if you know Abhidhamma, it's easier to explain about the mind and matter. For those who are teaching in meditation, they need to know Abhidhamma. So you know, Myanmar has so many methods about meditation because of Abhidhamma. They know Abhidhamma, they learn Abhidhamma when they are very young. So therefore, they are able to explain about mind, how you experience during your meditation. Easier to explain. If you just know suttas, of course, if you can read, if you can contemplate all the discourses from Sutta Piṭaka, no need to learn Abhidhamma. But there are so many suttas, right? You cannot memorize. You can, as I said, just like individual shop, right? So many shop. You cannot go all the shop. But if you go supermarket, right? You just bring whatever you like, right? Just like that, for those who learn Abhidhamma, they're able to explain the nature of mind, how you experience during your meditation, right? Like this. But of course, if you have your experience, much better. So therefore, Myanmar is famous for meditation. The reason is they know Abhidhamma, right? Another thing, the Dalai Lama, they're very famous, right? Do you know the reason why? The Tibetan monks are very famous, right? In the world, the whole, because of Abhidhamma. You know? Abhidhamma culture. Abhidhamma culture is the counterpart of Abhidhamma Sangha that we are going to learn. So they know Abhidhamma culture. They learn by heart and they debate on the subject in that book. So therefore, they became very, famous. So therefore, there are so many books written about the mind in Tibetan language. So therefore, many universities in the West, they're trying to open Tibetan language center. Because they want to know those books. They want to translate. And if you Google, if you see in YouTube, so you will see so many videos about Dalai Lama, right? And when he explained about the mind, he uses his own language. So it's not easy to explain English. He talk through interpreter. So what I want to say is, Tibetans are very famous. Tibetan monks are, clever in conversation, talking to the monks, talking to the audience, because they know Abhidhamma, right? So therefore, Abhidhamma is important, right? Important. But the commentary exaggerates that only for those who know Abhidhamma, they can be called as a Dhammagatika, the Dhamma preacher, right? Dhamma preacher. So what the commentary said. So I think up to now we have learned what is Abhidhamma, the history of Abhidhamma. Then I think next week I will explain my opinion, right? My opinion on what is Abhidhamma, right? Any question? No question, I think. Okay, so as usual, we will follow MBDF tradition, Mangala Vihara Dhamma Fellowship. So after our class, we chant 3 verses. So these are the quality of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha, right? So by chanting, so we can accumulate a lot of merit. Announcement?
Okay. Thank you very much. We are very overwhelmed that we got. We apologize for those who have no table, some even got no chairs to sit. Right? But I want to announce some announcements here. Firstly is please, because of overwhelm, I hope you all do not reserve any seat for your friends. Right? So that we fair for those latecomer, they have a seat. Okay? So I got 2 announcements about Dhamma Talk. First Dhamma Talk is on 27th of February by Sister Sylvia Bay. Some of them might know her. The title is Balance in Dhamma Journey. 7:30 to 9:30, same place. After that, a second talk on the 6th of March by Vande Ratana Sara. He's from Sri Lankaramaya Temple in Jamaica Road. Right? The title is Why Do We Need Medics? Right? So all are welcome. Ask your friend to come along if they are interested in talk. And come earlier because you'll be very overwhelmed just like this class. Okay? Thank you.
You can chant.
Let's
Is that all?
go together and we follow.
Wagata Pavaro Maru Jesu Satya Muni Bhagavata Dejo Bharagato Okay, you're welcome.
Those who have not registered, please sign write your name on the register behind. And those who do not want to register, please turn up. Thank you.